again, every product's a little different, every packaging is a little different. There's wear and tear on different components, wear and tear on different sections of the machine, but having different systems like sensors and even vision systems watching the machine itself will start to determine what's wearing down fastest, and that can be cold environments. We see that a lot with wash down systems, especially like when people are in freezer environments outside of the space, like certain parts wear down faster than other parts. And so when you're talking about predictive maintenance, the very easy one is, hey, the suction cups on this arm wear down faster than this arm. And so we know that, hey, the machine will then start to report back to you how much, how often, how frequently you should be purchasing those spare parts, or on flow wrappers, the cutting tools. If people are using, especially in cannabis, like metallized layers for flow wrapping, which is, metal on metal, those jaws, yep, the up jaws, yep, and it'll start to degrade faster and actually start to tell you what the timing is. Like, hey, between you should start ordering now because by this time these parts will start to wear down, these solenoids will go out, and actually start to report back to you and us on when we should be getting those spare parts and getting ahead of it. A lot of and the reason for this is twofold. Is number one is, like I said, a lot of operators in the space are just getting their feet wet on equipment. A lot of the ownership team is not directly hands-on with the equipment, right? They're running a business. And so what we're really trying to do with this is allow for their team members who are actually operating the equipment to get some sort of reporting back to them to be able to say, hey, look, this is what we think. This is when these parts are going to wear out. You should contact Leafy Pack or them ahead of time so that number one, we could get those parts out, but also we could start to say, hey, your car's X number of miles, you should probably do some sort of like, 3-point check or 30-point check or whatever that might be for them, depending on the system that they're running. What we've found is a lot of people will run that, like redline the machine, and they might not, despite the SOPs that we provide and the instructions we provide, people are, at the end of the day, they're trying to meet their production quotas. And with turnover in the space, that transfer of knowledge from one group to the next group gets lost over time. So ongoing training, these preventative maintenance protocols that we have in place, these automated preventive protocols in place, will actually help them to transfer that knowledge and automate that process so that people aren't having to start fresh and new every time. And when we see our machines go down, it's usually most of the time because the people on the boots on the ground are really trying to just hit the quota. And if the machine's running at 50, 65, 70% efficiency, they're okay just running it at that because as long as they're hitting the quota. And the leadership team doesn't really find out that there's inefficiencies until the machine is completely run into the ground. And that's when we end up going out. So it actually helps everybody. It helps us to stay on top of how machines are functioning, efficiency, what parts are wearing down, what parts need to be ordered ahead of time. But it also helps their operators, our clients' operators, to understand what parts wear down, what they need to keep their eyes on the most. And then also the leadership team knows and gets reports on, hey, the machine is not running at 50, 60, 70% efficiency. We can hit those 80 to 95% all the time because we're staying ahead of it, right? It's like changing your oil on a car. If you change your oil in the right times, then the car's not gonna break down.